Audio check. And we are already live. Oh well. Let's try to clean up before we make a complete fool of ourselves here. Let's see if anyone turns up. Yep, connection's good. How's it going, folks? Travis, Artin, Barry. Oh man, I'm already soaking up in these gloves. Haven't been even at it that long. We'll just wait a minute or so and let everyone else catch up. Let YouTube's slow notification system get a hold of all those that are interested. Hey Phil, Soda, Twicky, Martin for Munnin. Yeah, but yeah, the box arrived. Look at that. Look at the crush factor on that. That's pretty good. Banggood. Yep, Banggood lived up to its name. Yeah, well, oh, there's a sticker there that says "You being crushed." Yeah, well. Yeah, Postal Service played a Jim Carrey pet detective on this box. Really gave it a beating of its life. Anyway, let's see. Let's go to the overhead. Can't even do this properly. I guess we can zoom out a bit. Well, I can't even zoom out. I can only raise the bar. There we go. Why Hantek? Because it was coming from Banggood and it was cheap enough. Looks like this has been through hell. Trash that I'm not going to care about. And before anyone asks, I bought this on my own money. No one sponsored me, nothing like that. So this is not a paid sponsorship. This is not anything. This is just me buying a piece of equipment. Yeah, that's gonna suck. Yeah. 2-inch hole in the screen. Solder bridge, you know, I sincerely hope not, else I'm coming for you. Well, at least it's nice they gave me 2 probes. That's a nice change. Usually you get dual channel scopes and they end up with 1 probe and it's like, wow, yeah, thanks. I bought a dual channel scope and you give me 1 channel's worth of probing. Let's put this over here. We can bring this down now actually. Oops, looks like some cables have... Oops, looks like we've got a routing issue here. Like the internet yesterday. Okay, so that's a compensation adjustment, and we've got some various colors there. So they give us red rings on this, but there's no red on here. Alright, it's a good start. I need a PowerPoint. Oh, crikey. Let's see if I can find a power cable. The one that was supplied, of course, would be some useless country 2-pin system like the United States or something like. Yeah, nice to have a good connector like these ones. These Australian connectors, so good that the Chinese used it. Chinese actually use the same connector, except they do theirs upside down. Perhaps because it's in honor of Australia being below the equator. That's my guess. This is a 100 megahertz, 1 gigasample a second, 40k point storage, at least according to what was on the website. It could be a complete piece of junk. Suppose, let's see, does it even turn on? Lights are up. Thank God the screen actually came up, there's no cracks on it. Alright. Seems legit. Kinda need a way to prop this up while I'm... Yeah, I'll use some Vaseline. If this tips over, it's on your heads. There we go. So I guess the first thing... There's so much stuff here, I don't know what to do. I'm a complete noob. Shoot. Okay. Channel 1 menu. DC coupled. Fine. Probe 1 by. Are these auto detect the probes? Or yeah, okay, that's at 1 by. Yeah. Run. Let's see, does it pick up my finger? What? Why pick up AC noise? What do we got? A probe check? Looks like we've got a probe check. Let's use that. Plug in. So this is supposed to be a 5 volt 1 kilohertz square. I'm guessing... Where the hell's my grid? So 5, so that's got to be 2 volt of division. Okay, yeah, 2 volt of division. Oh, it's telling me it's 1 kilohertz. Okay. I have no idea how to use these things. The last scope I used is an analog dual channel 20 megahertz system that like weighs 20 kilos and keeps you warm in winter. Let's see. Positioning. What the? Okay. Oh, okay. Right, so it's... Okay. Alright. Seems comparatively granular. AC coupled. Okay. That makes sense. Loses its trigger. Trigger. Okay, good. I don't know what I'm doing here. This is invert. Okay, that's obvious. Alright. It seems to work. I guess I can't complain. Read the manual. They have manuals with these things? That's a new one. Ground coupling, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. Seems to work. So I'll probably put this on my workbench and not use it for 3-4 months, I dare say. What can I say? Until I read the manual or whatever, I guess I'm just shooting in the dark. What's the probe check button do? Oops. Connect the probe, channel 1 or 2. Select F1 to match probe setting. Channel 1, 1X. Connect it. Oh, already connected it. And select F2 to check. To continue, F4 to cancel. I don't know what that does, but is that going to be compensating, automatic compensation, or what? Finish. It seems okay. Yep. So I think I'll turn that off, put it back in the box, and see how it goes. It seems to work. So I knew when I bought it, it was not going to be an item that I would use very often. But it is an item that, of course, when you do need it, there really isn't a good substitute. Oh good, the probe tips come off, so that's good. Nice to see they've got sort of standard probe behaviors. Oh, okay. Message. So, crikey, leader. Ask me complicated questions. Ask me if I want to bring in images and content from another site. Is it a bad idea? Let them access the current site. Yeah, that's fine. You can go ahead with that because it is your content and they can't do anything damaging to the existing one. Right. Oh. Disconnect the power lead. Would have been a bit unfortunate. Well, wait, what's this? We've got a screen layer that... What? How am I supposed to get the screen protector off? Fantastic. They've put the front face on and it's clamped in the screen protector pull tab. So I guess this is going to spend out its entire life with that screen protector stuck on. It's certainly quite compact considering what I'm used to. What is this? 800 by 480 resolution. Well, that's certainly much nicer than 320 by 240 I think they used to mostly be. I'm glad I waited as long as I have to get one. Right, back into the box you go. Live in your beaten box. It's a protector, but it's got marks on it. It is clear, but it's got some stamps on it. But I'd rather put my own vinyl protector over the front, but anyway. Yeah, about 300 is about 300 US is about what I paid, and I had the reason why I got it from Banggood is because they will accept PayPal payments, and I can use my US dollars with them. Because right now the Australian dollar is really doing well, to the point where I'd be an idiot to use. I'd be an idiot to bring US dollars into Australia at this point. Like it's good when you're around about 66 cents to the dollar, but not right now where it's at 73. 67, 68 is my upper limit. Beyond that, I stop bringing in US dollars. Okay, just got to check a time machine back up. What? You finished? You kidding me? I have waited like 8.5, 9 hours for a time machine backup to finish, and I thought that's it. I've got to just, yeah, okay, just bear with me while I close down things. I'm doing this remotely. Let's see if you go big man. So, there's that machine in the corner there. It's an A1534, water damaged and CPU damage. And I've been struggling all day to get the data off it, and so finally got it booting and things like that with some black magic, and yeah, it's been sitting there and been adding like 10 megabytes a minute or something like that, something ridiculously slow. And I had about 9 gigs left to go, and I thought this is just going to take all night, and I thought that's fine, I'll just remote VNC into the machine, and that was working, and I started my stream, and what do you know, 10 minutes into the stream it finishes the job. So shut down. I have no idea if this machine's ever going to come back up alive or not. I'm just glad that we got the data off it. Okay, that machine has been shut down. You are down. Okay. I might just, in fact, put this back together as my first job of the evening. By the way, Alita's latest book, it's up. It's published by Amazon. I don't know what the link is or anything. Let's see if I can find her Amazon author page. But yeah, we thought it was going to be a 3-day wait. But it turns out, no, it was only about a 24-hour wait, which is quite nice. It's only ebook at the moment. We are working on the print edition. Let's see if this works. There we go. Why you know copy? Paste. Alright. Anyway. I don't know what I'm doing, but anyway. Overhead. Cat ranching is as cat ranching is, which is always busy. It's trying to get the maximum. Oh, come on. Lift that elbow joint up, buddy. That's it. Damn it. The reason why I'm trying to tell this thing to lift its elbow joint up is because... come on, out you come, out you come. Otherwise the microscope hits it on the way through. No. You got issues tonight, buddy. There we go. Oop, crotch cam. I shouldn't have moved it for the thingamajig. You're reading the zombie book right now. Ooh, okay. It's alright, she seems to be fine. She's off doing her own thing. Doesn't look like she's listening to me chat and waffle, which is probably a good thing. Less things for me to get into trouble over. Hey, Warren Stamps. By the way, if I've missed saying hello, don't take it personally tonight. Everything's a bit of a shambles. We will get to our normal scheduled stuff eventually. Oops. Need to disconnect that battery pole. Don't really need to. Yeah, I'll take it out. Now, as you know, I'm not really a great hater of Apple, but I will definitely say for this particular model, I am not at all a happy fan with Apple on this one. They could have made it a really nice machine, but instead, I don't know, if they just, it was like they had a drunk party or something and decided, how bad can we make a little laptop? And well, this is what we ended up with, the 1534. The whole split system with the battery and the circuit board connected to the top deck and the screen through this double S scissor flex. It's just ludicrous. I don't know. It's almost like they got a undergrad from university to... They put them on LSD and then said, alright, see what you can create. And it was like watching Homer Simpson design a car. Hey Jared, congratulations on getting one of those keyboards. I want to get one myself actually. I mean, I've got my fake mechanical keyboards, the blue cherry switch stuff, and believe me, they are fake. You can tell the difference between them. I mean, they're pretty good as a mass-produced, cheap mechanical, but they're definitely no Model M type behavior. You most certainly do notice the difference. There isn't quite that satisfaction in the stroke. Michael Chan, ni hao. Ni hao ma. Still no practicing for me, Michael Chan, but I was talking to one of my suppliers tonight and doing my best to talk in Chinese writing. I suppose I can really, that's a bit redundant, isn't it, saying Chinese writing, because it'd either be Chinese, Mandarin, or Cantonese. So I was trying my best to talk in Chinese to them. They're probably thinking, stop trying to talk in Chinese, man. Just tell us in English. We can understand you better. I gotta try. I'm good, yeah, I'm good. Today has been a better day. I managed to get a few machines out that I really wanted to, so I'm happier about that. And Teresa takes the bait. Pedro, they're just notorious for dying. These, if it's not one thing, it's another. It's definitely always a CPU in there that's going to die too. You can use Google Translate, it's 70% accurate. That's pretty good actually, considering it's, yeah, considering how complex Chinese is. Michael, would you say that English English is more complicated to get right than Chinese, or vice versa? Would you say Chinese is the harder one? Not that I consider it a competition, I was just curious from someone who is clearly already bilingual. Or at least bilingual. My goodness, could be a polyglot for all I know. Not polyglot. Is it polyglot when you know multiple languages, or is that when you're really good at math? Maybe it's both. What I did find interesting with Google was that you can talk to it in Chinese, and it does try and interpret what you've said, which is quite useful when I was seeing if I could pronounce things correctly. And Google definitely told me that I am no good at all at pronouncing things, so I have to practice on that. But it was quite a surprise when I went into the Chinese English translator that there was the microphone option there, and I tried it, and it was like, wow, that was a surprise. Over 200 characters? I thought it was the Japanese that used the Chinese characters, given the heritage. But I have noticed quite a few characters or symbols or logographs in Japanese that are the same as Chinese. And I'm really not that surprised. I mean, think of how much crossover there is between English and French and German and Latin and, well, yeah, joy of language, I suppose. Did you try translators back in the 80s? I did not know. The only thing I have from the 80s is a Japanese translation manual. It's like a pocket translator. I still have that, funnily enough. So that's like 30, 40 years old now. Yeah, it's got to be 40 years old now. And it was given to us by some Japanese business people who were up in the Darwin Northern Territory area at the time. I didn't understand much of it as a kid, and I'm kind of upset that I didn't have a chance to learn more at that time. Only one word at a time, but now it's phrases. Yeah. Okay, I don't know if this is going to actually work. I'll be very surprised if this turns on. I think that the backlight drive on the screen is dead. Because I'm pretty sure the cap locks key comes up. And it takes a long, long time. Even when I had it connected to the external display, it takes a very long time to boot. Which makes me think that there's a bit of a problem with the RAM as well. Wow, the multimeter is just not having its day today. Why gibberish do you speak? That's better. Bit of a bug there I've got to fix up. Yeah, it's not booting. The battery is absolutely full. Um, so something's really not quite right with this machine. There was the 3V. Well, there was a 3v3 sus line going to the CPU, like just off the edge of the CPU. Had burned completely through, so I fixed that up. There's a few other things I had to fix up, and it came good, but not real good. It's just slightly good. Okay, that's not turning on, but we have got the data off there now, and that was, of course, the primary objective. It's all stored on solid state drive. Take that away. Put it down there. Okay, let's see what we've got in the queue now. These also are noted to have flex issues between screen and board, yeah. Yeah, the keyboard wasn't too bad for a compact one, but like I said, it could have been a really good machine, but between the CPU and the flex fold-out design, the double S split system, the scissor system, it was just a disaster. Okay. Water damage. Battery charging unit, dock has been replaced. Still makes same 3 bump feeling when pressing the home button. 3 bumps. 3 bumps. I know that symptom. What is that? iPhone 3 bump. 3 buzz. 3 buzzes when plugged in. It's restricted mode, that's what it is. Crap. Which means it probably had a whole bunch of... It's a 6S. What's the 6S doing going into restricted mode? Which means I may not actually be able to get anything off this. It's going to be a pain. Okay, did chat die on me again? Did I die on everybody? No. Hey creature, how's it going? No, I don't fly anymore, sorry buddy. I would like to get my discus launch gliders again, creature, but yeah, not so much. I still remember when I was chasing 1 or 200. Oh, for the lose. Oh. Alright, I can see what's going on. Yeah. Oh boy. Ah. Okay, people. Do not take phones to cheap techs. You may save a little bit of money, but you're going to face disasters like what I'm seeing right now. I can only hope it was just a bad accident, but really what's happened here is that when the flex and the battery was replaced, they created more problems and probably lost all the data at this point. Okay. I mean, I am not really good with phones in general. Yeah, they're not my speciality or anything like that. Yeah, that's where I defer mostly to people like Bill from A1 Mobiles here in Australia, and then of course you got Jason, Jessa, Chris overseas. Yeah, but there are certain levels of work that I will do, and if I feel like okay, this is out of my depth, then I defer it off to someone else. Okay, so ignoring the fact that we've got the shonky battery, they're always shonky. I don't know why they managed to get this antenna flex, which you can't see. Anyway, it's above the circuit board. My quick flick 2 is still alive. Wow. Yeah, that's a long time. I'm sure some people still fly them out there. Okay, so let's go through the list of horrors. So that's not really a horror, that is. Someone's put the wrong screw in there. That's fantastic. Did they long screw that? Not that one, but maybe that one. And of course, yeah, that's missing. I'd say what they've done is they've taken it out, they've washed it, and they've done a shonky butt job replacing it. And just for bonus lols, look at that. They've torn the flex. If you're not going to do a good job putting this retainer strap on, then don't bother, just take it off, okay? Now what I'm really worried about is now that it's given the 3 bumps and it's in restricted mode, I'm basically up the creek. I think I've got a quick flick 2 kit as well that, straight through that too. Okay, so I can see they have put a new flex in here. That was definitely not the fault. Okay, we're going to strip this down. It's unfortunate when this happens. You know, you gotta know where your limit is, and you gotta know not to cross over that too much. I mean, I know you have to push yourself to make yourself better, but not like this. Because yeah, this is, someone's data's now lost, most likely. I'd say what's happened is when they found it... Yeah, see that screw was actually meant for up here, that they put in there. I'd say what happened is they found that it still wasn't working. They got cranky and just slapped it back together. So that's a bad tech shop doing that. But I understand how it can happen, the fact that if you, say, are an employee at one of these tech shops and you're getting $2 for a job, then you're probably going to be very disinclined to do it right, on the concept of the fact that you're likely never going to see the same person again. And in a lot of cases, people are missing that. So they've definitely taken this out, and judging by the fact that there is sort of a bit faded, it does confirm that this has been alcohol washed. There's no point me really bothering with getting the ordering of these screws right, because I'm gonna suspect that we don't even have that screw there, and that's been broken. So they obviously just went did that. Bravo. Not that I need those parts at all for any of this. A 6S, it would have had a pretty good chance of being recoverable. They're good phones, durable phones. You know, you got the touch circuitry in the screen, so that, oh, that just gets better. Sound effects close to the original repair. Hey, AQ Tech. So what are you doing these days anyway, creature? Hey, Crazy J. Alright, let's get a focus set on this. So we can all be happy chappies. So I'm gonna guess they were hoping for something like a shorted Wi-Fi cap, but that's not really what happens on the 6S. They're probably wishing for it to be a 6 and get the classic Wi-Fi cap short. Yeah. Okay, that shield's gone. What have they done here? Left a bit of shield in there. What is under here? Over 6 here, blinks the logo once and boot very quickly, then nothing. Could be a short, could be a bad RAM, could be, yeah, there's too many things. Okay, that came from there. They didn't bother to take this. They took the top one off, or maybe they have taken this one off and they just put it back down nicely. Yeah, it doesn't feel like this one's been off. Liquid damage, of course, you really do need to take all the shields off. It can be a pain. I know a lot of us will tend to shy away from taking off the iPhone 6 bottom shield because that is a real pain in the butt. But with liquid damage, you really do want to take this section off because often you get speaker shorts and that will take down the phone entirely. Designing prosthetic hands, that is so cool, creature. That is really cool. See, now that's a worthy job in my opinion. I'm trying to work out what if any damage there is on this board from the liquid. Oh, there's a bit of liquid over here. I'm going to take all these shields off. There's damage up here on the camera area up here. So we'll take this foam off. That will help us have a better look. And then we'll also take the CPU shield off. Unfortunately, it seems to be the curse that we must endure, that we end up getting these devices after the fact. I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of times where we maybe can't recover anything, but at least get a chance. I mean, I won't deny, I've got some shame boards in my pile. Boards that one day when I can do a CPU swap on an iPhone 6, I hope I will be able to restore. But as far as I understand, an iPhone 6 is actually one of the more difficult CPUs to swap. That's fantastic. That's just what I want. Okay, get my board holder. Hey Maven, how's it going? Okay, back up. Normally I would use a gravity method to get these shields up, but lately I'm using the lever method, where basically I just take my tweezer. I might just... This one's not going to work quite as well in this section. Definitely it works well for the pain in the backside shield on the other bottom. Anyway, yeah, I just leave my tweezer there and I just sort of gently use the edge of the holder here as a bit of a fulcrum and lift up that shield just to try and get it up a little bit sooner than if it was just gravity drop. Have I gotten a wire bonder yet? Fun for using, repairing, and no, I haven't got one of those. Actually, I'm not even sure what it is. You mean when you kind of like a miniature wire end-to-end spot welder type thing? Is that what you mean? Oh, you mean gold die bond wiring. So you can bond new die wires to the actual chip. Now wouldn't that be something? Okay, I can feel it starting to pop. You gotta be careful when you do this, because if you get a little aggressive, all you'll do is rip the shield from the circuit board complete with pads, and that's not a good thing. Okay, there we go. The backlight drive area seems intact. I am a little worried about this in here, but then again, maybe that's okay. Okay, it looks like that's just fluff. They haven't done long screw damage on this, thank goodness for that. This here could be causing troubles, because I'm pretty sure that's a regulator for the 5-volt cam. This shield here is the major pain one. And this is where I'll use the lever out method to greater effect. First I gotta get rid of that annoying foam. Hey Keith McDermott, how's it going? Curious as the methodology here. What wouldn't we attempt a minimum... What? I think I got a language issue there. Lost in translation. Would you hire someone ever? Tech person, customer contact? I guess I'll see how I feel about that once I have acquired this locality. Because right now there's no possibility for me to do anything like that, just simply due to the physical constraints of the location. Okay, so this shield, for those who know the shield, know it's a pain. So this is where I'm doing this is where the lever thing really comes in. So you can put in a moderate amount of force and it will get it up much, much quicker than the usual way. Hey Yosef. Because yeah, this shield is a nasty little SOB of a shield. And it's all too easy to spend too much time trying to get it to lift, and you just end up cooking the parts and damaging things. I think I am going to have to push my air and temperature up. There. I don't want to go full 460 though. I prefer 420 or so. There we go. The Wi-Fi short with the non-liquid damage Wi-Fi short, yeah, that's pretty common nowadays. I did a video before of going through and finding the actual component within that. Here we go. You can typically work out how good or bad your pull was by how brown this is. The more brown this particular part is, the worse your pull was. So we had a little bit of a burn, but it's not bad. But we can see we've got liquid damage in here, so we had to get it off. Didn't do too bad. I have had a couple of pulls where I've not melted this at all, but it looks like we didn't win that one. But yeah, so if you just use the tweezer tips, jam it in the corner there, not too hard or else you will break off those little parts. But greatly helps getting that that shield off. Practice on a few duds, of course. Anyway, so we could have liquid damage under our baseband CPU. Everything else looks comparatively okay. I'm gonna say this might be our biggest problem. No preheater on this, nah. Hey, Unostos. You could use a preheater, but since I've found that levering technique, I haven't need to use a preheater. Okay, we need flex board view and we need a 6S. We need some success. iPhone 6. Greg M, I see Dave Jones from Eve or blog mentioned you along board view interviewing Lewis. Ah, yes. Looks like I'm going to have some fun there. Now I've actually got to live up to some standards, I guess. I think it was at the 33-minute time. Alright, so yeah, this is the 2V85 or 2.85 volt load dropout regulator. We don't need that, so we can get rid of it. And since it is connected to VCC main, it could have been causing problems. Hey Steve K. Yeah, 32 or so? Okay, cool. Was there any other time in there? Because I didn't really get a chance to check it out better. So we'll get rid of that. It may not be shorting and it may not be the fault, but it is not going to help. Make sure we set our temperatures back to proper iPhone temperatures. Very easy when you're working on iPhones and MacBooks throughout the day to accidentally start applying MacBook level hot air to an iPhone, and it's spectacularly quick as to how much damage you can do. Yeah, I'm probably gonna, yeah. I'm not even going to take my chances here. I'm going to bring out the Grim Reaper and clear off some of the overfill first. I'm not feeling that lucky tonight. Mostly, I just don't want the solder popping out of these parts, them floating off. Yeah, creating more problems than what I'm trying to fix. This is just 250 centigrade I'm using. So it's not enough to melt anything, but it is enough to soften up that overfill so that it breaks off. We shouldn't have to worry about those ones. Ah, shoot. Sorry about that. I really do need an alarm system for that. Like I said, I really think I should just cease with the schematic full view and just only ever use quad view, where you can see four, the 3 cameras and the schematic. Yeah, so I'm just going to get this part off. There we go. Do you have iPhone value? I am working on that. I've been doing the software side of things on Flexboard View to make it easier for everybody to contribute. I already can show values in the Flexboard View, but I want to make it easier for people to be able to contribute values. Because I think unless people can start contributing values directly from within Flexboard View, it's probably going to be too much work for myself alone to add all that data. I know some people have been doing some excellent work, but with all the other stuff I've got to do, and all the other future boards that we're going to deal with, I want to get things done nicely now so that into the future it's just a really simple process. Alright, so the camera's obviously not going to work anymore, but it also should inhibit any short there. Hey Jim, how's it going? Started to watch that video on my phone last night. It was an ad every 2 minutes. Yeah, I'm really not liking this mid-roll business. If you do get a mid-roll ad in any of my videos, just let me know, because they should all be turned off. I'm just cooling off the board. Okay, let's get ourselves a success. Adapter lead setup. Dear God, I'm starving for some reason. It's only 11:39. I've just all of a sudden got hit with a wave of starvation. How about you? Question mark. She's probably going to be too busy in Vistaprint or something like that to notice that her husband is starving. Oh well, if that's the case, then I guess I will die that way. 8 plus, nah. Six plus 7, 6 plus 10. Do you call it iPhone X or iPhone 10? Let the debate start. Let the war begin. 6S, 6S plus. Okay, looks like we've already got a flex made up for that, so we'll use that rather than... I personally prefer the little micro USB connected ones, but I can't seem to see a 6S one there, so... And I'm not really in the mood to rig one up. Admittingly, I'm surprised. I would have thought there would be one already pre-made. But I am lazy, right? Need a bin to store, yeah. Need a little mini fridge. So many things to need. Okay, first thing we have to do is make sure that we set our temperature, our voltages to something that's actually sane for an iPhone. We don't want to stick 18 volts into our poor little iPhone. So, okay, 399. What's our baseline? We'll call it 1 milliamp baseline. Ultrasonic cleaner's having a bad day. Oh great, fantastic. The connector's been broken off that one. Okay, fantastic. Hear my tone change there from like, haha, it's funny to, god damn it. Okay, I've got an old octopus down here, but I really do want the one with the on-off connection. Another one. That's my power supply tester, which I couldn't find when I needed to the other day, because that's just the way it goes. 6, definitely not. Come on, surely you got to be a 6S. You know, there's no marking. Oh, 6 plus, damn it. It's going to make me have to take a battery connector and do it. Yeah, 4.2 volts is as far as you can push them. Well, I can always solder that one back on. But why? Where is... See, these are from different... So that's got 7, 6, 10, 6 plus. Oh wait, is 6 plus the same as the 6S? It would appear not. But Paul goes and tries to plug things in anyway. He's like, hey, let me just try this. Disconnected, obviously. Just the dock connector alone, I can see that they're not. Alright, well, looks like we've got some soldering before we can do some testing. How annoying. Barry, it's... I consider it to be a case of people are more interested in watching than... I've noticed on a regular basis now I'm hitting the 9 to 10 thumbs downs. So I've got some more dedicated anti-fans, which is pretty cool. Nice to see I'm climbing up the ranks with the anti-fans. You gotta have your anti-fans. Without your anti-fans, there's no balance in the universe. What's the bet that I will find that 6S Plus thingamajig around here somewhere? Come on. Come on, Paul. You got shonky quality control here. Yay, here we go. Found ya. Yep. Knew it was a bit weird that I couldn't find it. $42. Ah, we're ruined now. Yep. Oh well. It was fun for the nanosecond it lasted. MK Me Lab. Like I said, I've got some dedicated anti-fans. Okay. Power on. Interesting, we had a very quick jump in the current then. We had about a 20 milliamp instant jump. $76. Yeah, don't really recognize this boot sequence. It's not what I would call a normal boot sequence. So I'll put it in a chassis and see what comes up. USB 6, probably, yeah, I think it is from the DT. Yeah, you're talking about this thing? Yeah. I'm pretty sure it is. You can interchange them. Right, I am just looking for a suitable 6S victim. I might just have to use a new screen. Hey, sweetie. Oh, goody. You're eating crackers and nuts. Bloody hell. Tomato, what? You'll get the hang of it eventually, I'm sure, later. not the hugest fan of using test screens of my own stock. Ah, that's what I was looking for. Apple marrow. Okay, I guess the first thing we'll do is see if we actually do get any image or anything that can tell us that we have a chance of recovery here. It's not going into DFU mode that I can see, but like I said, I think that's because it's gone into lockout mode, which is really bad. Wait, oops, wrong one. Really bad, should never have happened. I could understand if the display was smashed and you end up with that dreadful scenario where, you know, false inputs are being made too many times, stuff like that. Okay. Well, I'd like, I mean, if you don't have a tomato, then I'm not sure what, let's see, toast, roast on toast, that'd be nice, yeah. Tuna sandwich? What are the chances of a tuna sandwich? Oh crap, wrong button. We've got an Apple logo. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Come on, give us passcode entry screen. Cat food sandwich, I'm happy with that, yeah. This is taking a while to boot. Gives me the heebie-jeebies when it takes too long to boot. Alright. No. Huh. God damn it, the passcode's not correct. Nope. Alright, we've got a problem, the passcode's not correct. That often is a very common problem. I hope they haven't swapped the board on this. That is another thing that I have seen happen. Yeah, I'm definitely putting in the right code. I'm just going to message this person. Because the phone's up and it's out of the lockout. And hopefully I can get them to get me the right code. Let's see. Hi there, it's Paul Daniels here, full stop. I've managed to get the screen active and the passcode to come up for the iPhone, but the passcode that I've been supplied does not seem to work. Can you think of any other one? Question mark. Alright, well, at this point we'll just turn it off. We don't want to use up those passcode options, entries, so we're just going to leave that be. So I'd say the corroded, you call it, the corroded camera regulator was giving it grief. Thank goodness at least it did have an option to come up then. So I'm just going to put this into the little carry box. This pretty much should just go into the trash. Let's put it in there. This is a chassis I know that does work. And I can just really hope that that person can get back to me. And yeah, no one of the damn screens no good out. It's like that torn flex. That's super shonky. Oh boy. Let's see. What have we got next? A dual set of laptops. These are 1369s, I think. Yeah, 1369s, a pair of them. Let's see if we can make a working machine out of one of them. Both of them, something like that. I just realised one of my screen might have been faulty and it was punching in the wrong codes. I'll wait for him to get back to me to verify the code. If you're absolutely sure that that is the correct code, then I will try a different screen setup and maybe double check everything. Full stop. Okay. Let's see. Whoa. Alright, sweetie, we will work out what's going on later. Once I've finished slaying some beasts up here. Crikey, where did all my commenters go? Yeah, hidden behind a window. Yeah, Maven, I need something like that. Yep. It's not even midnight here, by the way. Okay. So one of these has an SSD in it and one does not. So, alright. The one with the SSD, I believe, is the one we are going to engage with. But it has a 3 beep syndrome, which can be memory, can also be a bad PCH CPU. So we're going to find out which one is the 3 beeper simply by opening them up, plugging them in, seeing how we go. So we'll put our voltage back up. Rustlin, some people are just quirky. Some people can't process their emotions properly, or They just uh, people are just like that. I guess it's the wonderful thing, at least, of having the free choice to be able to pick that's actually MagSafe 1 and not MagSafe 2. Yeah, at least they have that option to let out their frustrations rather than emailing me with some TLDR waste of my time. Okay, we've got the 3 beeper here. Jimbo, if the passcode was 1F5N9... Oh, right. Yeah, okay, that's what it probably should have been, Jim, yeah. It's not to say that the... Okay, this thing now is obsessed with beeping at me. It's not to say that the screen didn't process it incorrectly. No, that I had done the barcode. Guess not. I did look at to see if there was a way that I could have the camera that's looking down actually process the QR codes on my behalf, but it doesn't really have the resolution or the capacity to process that. Okay. Hi, Catherine. These connectors are really tight. It's like it gives you a choice between tearing off the crimp or not getting it off. It's like, ooh, choices. Okay, get the battery out. It's always so much easier when you just get the battery out. Some tomato left. I'm gonna make a bacon. Oh, you're gonna have a bacon. No way. I'm gonna have. I'll have your baconated tomato sandwichy thingamajig. Only if there's enough, though, because if there isn't enough, then you have the bacon and I'll have the tuna. Should be enough, only if there's enough. If not, it's all yours. You know the rules of this house. Oh, what the heck? That is weird. Something must have been on my printer. Piece of junk or something got in my Dymo printer and left a squiggly line there. Brown sauce or ketchup? None. Oh, for goodness sake. I mean, I know people get a bit crazy over bacon, but it's... I'm not obsessed with it. Or meat in general, for that matter. I probably have a few too many vegetarian meals that tends to bore a lot of people. Yeah, like some nights I'll just have rice with egg and some vegetables. I said vegetarian, not vegan, so I can still have my eggs and dairy and stuff like that. But then there are other times I will go out and get myself a fat meat burger. So, but overall as a trend, I'm eating less meat. Couscous. No, not personally. Hold the label close to the camera where the mark is. I've thought about that, but if I'm going to do that, I may as well do it on the scanner anyway. At least it's more consistent and there's no additional system load to process it. Turkey spam fried in olive oil is a almost believable substitute for crispy fried bacon at times. Very thinly sliced turkey spam. Oh right, the mark on the right. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Crikey. You can. It's the focus is not automatic, but you can see where it ran along there. It was pretty weird. Yeah, this board feels stuck. That would be because I got distracted before I removed the retainer screw for the heatsink. Which is generally a bad idea to try and remove the circuit board before you've removed that retainer screw. Maybe a little screw, but it can be an expensive one to forget. Yeah. Okay, so we've got an Apple refurb board. We've got corrosion there, by the looks of it. There. That'd be interesting. Interesting. Might actually be fixable. Might not. You're distracting Alita from making my food. You're leading me to my demise. And what's going to happen if I'm not here tomorrow to do another stream? You'll be bored. Think about what you're doing. Yeah, there's a lot of memory chips on these ones. Okay, what I thought was corrosion might just be dust. With my dodgy eyes, it's not always so easy to see. Interesting, there's a bit of a squish metal there. Yeah, I really don't like that. That being there is not a good sign. So yeah, 4 gigabytes. And what board we got here? 8203. Yeah, mongrels. Put it under the sticker. Is it on this side too? Yep. And they put a watermark sticker on there. That's hilarious. 3023. Alright, I've got a fair few of these. Wish Pernov was here, because I was going to ask him, is it the 3023 or the 3029 that if you get the 3 beeps of death, you may as well just toss it in the trash? And I'm going to bet that it's the 3023, but yeah. Because I'm pretty sure he's mentioned that the 3029 is the tough one that is pretty good to keep going. Do you ever eat normal tomatoes? It's supposed to be very sweet, very soft, juicy. Yeah, I mean, normal tomatoes here, definitely, we grow them on the vine. I mean, I haven't for years, but golf ball size ones are really the best. and you get that intense sweet borderline sourness. And they're not soft, they're more, well, the internal flesh is soft, but the actual feel of the tomato is firm. Yeah, I'm fixing things. I was wondering whether it was this one or the '09 that you could do that with, because I have done a few of these before with the RAM reflow, but it's a bit of a 50-50 on them. Sometimes you win, a lot of times you don't, which isn't really 50-50. Okay, Teresa, take care. Not much point having that hanging around while we're doing the reflow. Damn it, leader, stop talking with the crowd. Make food. Starving. I could die here. Literally die. Or worse, I might not be able to fix the board. Thank you very much, Hermione. She may throw it at me. Well, as long as something sticks and I can eat it, I'll be happy, man. Yeah, you see these white stickers on boards, and you're basically just being handed a unknown board. Supposedly Apple repaired, but well, doesn't count for much. No fix, no food. Michael Chan, don't like that policy. Yeah, that was a bad idea, Paul. If you're wondering why I'm scraping this off, it's because when I come past all these with the hot air, I really don't want this thing smoking up. And creating some delicious fumes for me to inhale. Even though I'll have the fume extractor on, you know that there's always going to be some degree of side blow that comes out. What voltage was this taking? I didn't check. Sorry. It was just the 3... You probably have to look back on the video. Okay, that's it. We're prepped. It's gonna smell. Yeah, I know. I know it's gonna smell. Just trying to think whether I want to go left to right or right to left. And I'm running low on flux too. Lewis has not delivered. Mr. Lewis Rossman, if you are out there, where is my flux? You said you were going to send me a bunch. And all I see in my letterbox each day are empty promises. Nice cheap words, as Hermes would say. I can't talk. I know a couple of people I've forgotten to send stuff to. But that's irrelevant. We're talking about Lewis. I might leave the thing on a little bit higher. Let's see. Pardon me. Don't forget I'm left-handed, so my rules are different. I'm going to be using my glorious half tweezer here. Alrighty. Here we go. It's shameful when you can't even zoom out enough. Just taking it easy at first before the first couple get going so that the board can warm up. And then I'll hit into them. Usually I find when you do this, you often don't even have to tap them. They will often just move on their own and you'll see it. Probably helps though if you don't talk. I think I need more heat and more air. Yeah, I need more heat and more air. There we go, there's the first one. The next one. Yep, next one. I mean, a lot of chips to do this too. Didn't even tap that one, thankfully. That one's gone. That one's done. Shit. The the heatsink just dropped its grid fin. The soldering just undid itself. Probably not a good thing. Must be a low melt or something in that case. That one's gone. Yep, that one's done. I can't grab the damn board now. You're done. You're done. Ah, crap. Did I do that one? I don't know. I think I did, yep. It's already dancing, so I must have. It's good. It's good. And that's good. They're all done. Definitely glad the fume extractor's doing its job. Hey, Andre. Oh, look at that. It just clean desoldered itself off. Ah, Mr. B&C Chris Long, how you going? Oops. Yeah, that'll be fine. Let's see, what was I using on that? That was 460 and 110, so it was my normal temperatures anyway, so... Whoops. Ended up changing it, but then changing right on back to what it was. So it's all good. Chris, don't ask me how to use a DSO. I only just got mine. I'll use it for 10 minutes and then I'll pretend I'm an expert. That's how everyone does that. Well, I've used a soldering iron for 10 minutes, I'm an expert. You listen to me, young fella. When are you going to come and see the dingoes of Kentucky? You just won't let that go, will you? I'll give it another minute, cool down and see how it goes. Hey, Blue Dog Ron. Thank you. Appreciate that. Where have you actually from, Blue Dog Ron? Blue Dog. Sounds like an Australian cattle dog or a completely different country. I'm not even going to bother resoldering that on. I've just got quite a few of these heat sinks lying around from dead boards, so reach, pull, reach. Oh, get rid of your spare tire, buddy, and it'll be less painful. Whew. Blue Dog Fishing is a group of fishing buddies with... Oh, right, okay. Alright. Here I was thinking it was something to do with the Australian blue heeler dog thingamajig. My bad. Yeah, where's the sandwich? We're all wondering where the sandwich is. I'm sure it will turn up when it's good and ready. I'm just glad it didn't turn up during the process of reflowing the RAM, because that would have been a really tough choice. I'm just making a mockery of this. I wanted to clean off some flux, but seems like, quite frankly, I'm just spreading it everywhere. I know for a fact that that RAM rests against that plastic. The reason I can tell is because I can see the imprints of the RAM on that plastic. Ow! Note to self, do not jab thy finger with the tweezers. Yeah, that was really smart stuff. Everything you expect from a technician of my caliber. I guess I better plug the speaker in, else how else will we know? Lost in transport, yep, quite likely with that flux, yep. Oh wait, you're talking about the sandwich. I thought you meant Lewis Rossman's flux. I mean, he expects me to ask how high to jump when he has issues with flex board view, which I would say 95% of the time are actually just P-back situations. Ooh! Ha! Thank you so. Oh, that's really, really. Wait, I just realised we've got to wait now. I did this last night and I forgot to prep my workbench.
Oh yeah, you could have been eating something really nice.
Yeah, extra flavour. Bye, donkey. Thank you. Awesome. Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. Check it out. I mean, really, come on. What a sandwich. Phew. I can't zoom in because that's the camera. You want me to zoom in? Get me something like a Sony, what is it, A5200 camera with a HDMI capture card and all that stuff. Oh man, no, I'm destroying this sandwich because I wanted that little piece of meat. Munfred, thank you very much. What is the better system for Flexboard View? I have buy the license. Thank you very much for that. Now I can't talk. Oh look, Daily KFC is here. I would dearly love to have Daily KFC. We don't have KFC in this town. We used to, about 20 years ago. And for some reason they closed. I mean, how badly run must your KFC be to close down? I mean, come on. Chris, I'm not turning this into some sort of perverted ASMR. Whatever you want to use, Linux or Windows, I use all three. Now, Keith, you can always ask for free money. I never seem to get free money. I've always got to work for it. I do not like my bacon crunchy. If you want crunchy bacon, just go out there and get some prawn crackers or something and chew on them. I don't know Chinese for sandwich. I know mian is noodles, and fun is rice or meal, and shui is water. Cha, tea. No, it's lettuce. It's interesting, actually, in Chinese that the word for coffee is very much just. It sounds like coffee because it's made up of. It's phonetic. There's this three something. Oh, I don't know. Three. Oh, I should remember this one. Three something. Oh, that's right. Three component. Yep, I remember now. Thank you. And it's just coincidental, though, that the three at the start is sun. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that. Everything I can have there?
Yeah, the kids are going crazy.
Kids are going crazy.
Yeah, just the usual. They made it twice as hard, 3 times harder than
Oh, naturally, yeah.
And Luna was doing her raptor
Raptor
attack.
glory. Oh. Google Translate, yeah. Yeah, so we've got, tomato, lettuce, mayo, cheese, bacon. No chocolate tonight. Oh, yeah, no, it's okay. I don't need chocolate tonight. Cecilia, Starbucks is bad coffee anyway, so it's no different. It's authentic. And start making your own coffee, you realise how bad most commercial coffee is. It's a slice, Tony. But it's sliced from a block. As opposed to those fake cheese, the synthetic cheese slices you have in plastic wrap. I'm very sorry, Nuts and Proud. Who the heck's Kodak Black? Squeaky. Come on. The hardest thing in an adult's life. Trying to punch through these childhood traps. Mm. Alrighty. The dog saw me wipe my hands and walked off. That's funny as. Mm. Alright. I'm just going to put that there. That's more apple and pomegranate. I do like apple juice on its own too. And sometimes you just want a bit of variety, so the pomegranate bit spices things up. Pardon me. And that was the burp. Let's see if we've even got our 3 beeps anymore. Whether we lost it. We were so close to testing it too before, when the sandwich turned up. So we've got a speaker. Yep. I guess we'll just try to see if it goes beep. Okay, MagSafe's good. Win. The sandwich did it. Alita, your sandwich fixed the machine. That's fantastic. MacBook fixed by BLT. Those gloves look worse for wear. No, they're brand new. But the difference with these gloves is that they are micro light ones. I used to, and I've still got several boxes of them, used to use the tough nitrile gloves. But so I've since switched to these ultralights, and I prefer the ultralight. Stretch cover door away from RAM. What? I don't know what that means. Okay, let's see if this will boot with my test stick. Pardon me. Bob's your uncle. Hey, Hantek. Unfortunately, the DSO's done. The DSO lives. It looked like it got a hell of a beating in transit, but fortunately the particular foam that they use is pretty good at absorbing a lot of those knocks. Where did I put my test? Oh, that's right. I can use it. I have been testing these Duo ones, these 32 gig ones. Oh, okay, this is a 128 gig, but I've got some 32s on the way. And I'm really liking the fact that I can do USB-C and USB-A switch between them, so it saves me having to get multiple. The only downside is that, yeah, they don't sit nicely with anything next to them, so you really do need to make sure you got a spare slot. Option. And I picked up quite a few of them for about $12 a piece, so I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, I know in terms of economics, it's cheaper probably to go for a 64, but I only need 32 gig for this particular boot system. And yeah, there's no point me spending more money for a room that I'm not going to actually use. Door cover likely rubbing RAM. I don't understand what you're trying to say there, Arnold. Impacted, touched. What, are you hearing something I can't hear, which would be entirely normal? RAM impacted by cover, beep beep. What? Are you talking about what might have caused it? Or? Yeah, I don't think I'll reball 16. Thank you very much. I know I've had a few people ask me if I can upgrade RAM and things, and I'm just like, no. It's the 3B RAM is a common fault on this particular model. But like I said, the problem is sometimes it's actually not the RAM, sometimes it's PCH or something like that. And that's why I was asking before whether it's much point with it anymore, or whether we're just seeing more PCH values or not. Dun, dun, dun. Valley is not going to run very nicely at all on this. It doesn't help when they've got so many chips just for 4 gigs of RAM. Where can I get EFI tools? I'm not sure what EFI tools. I think EFI tools is included in macOS, or at least you can do some stuff with it. Maybe try remember. I forget to remember. Yes, Chris, it's fixed. My God, you're impatient. Honestly, you're gonna spend time in the hospital of your last moments of your life and you go, am I dead yet? Hurry up, am I dead yet? Luna's giving you high blood pressure? Blimey heck. Well, get a hold of Loki. I mean, that's his job. Drop your blood pressure. Let's see. For memory testing, I use MemCheck 86. Well, Cecilia, it's actually a bit debatable on that because, I mean, certainly for things like GPU, unless I've missed what you do. For GPU reflows, yeah, sure, that's temporary fix, no money for that. But for this sort of thing, it's, I think you still charge for this because they do last several years after you've done this, or at least they should. And if they don't, you just have it under your warranty and say, look, if it does beep again, bring it back. Very slow. Doesn't have the battery, doesn't have half the stuff it wants to run. Anyway, it's working. Man, there's a big performance difference between these and the 1466s of latter. It's trying to tell me it's doing 9 frames per second. That's a bit of a joke. Pardon me. I think it may just be wanting a battery. They don't run very well without the battery. I noticed even 1466s, if you've got less than about 10% battery, they seem to really lag. Two frames per second. Yeah. 3 frames per second. Alright, well, we'll shut down, plug the battery in, and see if there's an improvement. I mean, on the new 1466s, I'll get 25 to 30 frames per second on this, no problem. But these are older machines, and I mean, Valley was meant to punish them. Sometimes the problem with the original lead-free solder ball system is that during the reflow process they may not get enough flux and heat in the right sort of time, particularly under a large area like that, which tends to leave them with slightly crumbly, dry, imperfect connections. But I think that after you do a reflow like we just did there, where there's plenty of flux, plenty of heat, and we wait till it actually does completely move, then I think it actually results in a connection that is superior to the original factory one. Customers say this worked after the Apple refurb. I don't know. I don't know if they even are aware of the fact that it is a refurb. They might have bought this second hand. Or it could have been sold as a refurb out of Apple directly. I mean, that happens often enough. You know, when Apple's sort of still selling their old stock, they're just reworking the broken ones and sending them back out. Hey, newsboy, you okay? You've been busy working because you haven't been here. Well, I gotta say, I quite like this half tweezer thing that we made. That was very useful pushing the chips around, and the nice thing is that I didn't have to, use pincer pressure while trying to handle it. You just hold it like a little probe, and that's it. It makes it much a lot steadier. Heaven tessellation is more demanding than Valley, yeah. Valley was definitely meant for the earlier type machines, and I find it still pretty good because I like to be able to have a responsive machine while I test, but so long as I can see that the CPU, GPU is getting up in temperature and then the system is being loaded, as in being put under stress, then I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, let's see how we go. We got 73% battery in this, so hopefully it should be a bit quicker. Still putting out plenty of heat though. Thank you, Barry. I was about to make a comment about that. Oh, come on. You're making me look bad here by not loading at least reasonably quicker. It does seem to be a little bit quicker. Yeah, we're doing 4 to 5 frames per second now. 8 frames per second. So yeah, it's not brilliant, but it is better. And everything's pushing at 100 degrees. I mean, for sure, that program's slow, but overall, it's still a workable machine. Yep, that's 8 frames per second in Crisis. Beats out anything these days. Alright, I think we've done enough of that. Alright, so we've got that fixed. We were fortunate it was the standard issue for these, rather than anything more profound or complicated. And I'll run that on the bench for a couple of days maybe. Shut down. And see how it goes. There is the second machine, but it's getting late now, so I'm not going to do anything with the second machine. I'm just going to pack up I got to go do some paperwork, invoicing, chasing up invoices, that sort of stuff. Unfortunately tonight I don't have to make up any lies about what I've done, so that's going to be nice. I can say to people, I have fixed your stuff, as opposed to, oh, I got abducted by aliens and I'm still having difficulty sitting down, so I wasn't able to get to your work, I'm sorry, can you wait another 24 hours? I don't have to make any lies up like that, I've already done all the work I need to, so it's a win for me. Very happy about that. Let's see, didn't we have 8? Yep. Alright, well, I am out of here, so thank you very much for joining in, and I'm not sure how that phone's going to go, but I'll give it another shot tomorrow when I hear back from the person and confirm that the passcode's right, and fingers crossed we can actually get the data off that. Everything seems to be up and running, and hopefully with a proper dock connector it actually will. So probably won't give an update on that unless someone queries me about it the next video, but see how we go. So until then, you all take care. I'll catch you later.